haven't tried the Locklicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Lock community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it feels, you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to locklicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
There's a very sad and extremely upsetting story that happened right here in Houston at the Harris County Jail. So you had a 19-year-old Fred Harris. He was a special needs young man. You know, according to his mom, he didn't really have the intellectual capability to be understanding what he was even involved with, even going to jail. And we're going to talk about why he went to jail and even his charge, right? I mean, it's going to be utterly ridiculous. So I want to show you, the clip real quick, and then let's talk about it.
Dance. He wanted to fit in more than anything.
Dallas Garcia is grieving the loss of her 19-year-old son, Fred Harris.
And when I say he danced his way to everyone's heart, he was one of the most kind kids you'd ever meet.
Authorities say he died after a fight on Friday with another Harris County Jail inmate. Court records show the other inmate, 25-year-old Michael Ownby, allegedly bashed Fred's head on the concrete floor, kicked him, and stabbed him. Garcia says she went to the sheriff's office earlier this month as soon as she found out Fred was in jail and presented them with documentation of his intellectual disability.
I came down immediately and I told him, I said, this is not a place for him. He'll never understand. So I spoke with the deputy, we called the medical staff, and I didn't leave until I got some answers. And when I left, they said that my son would be okay.
Randall Callanan, the family's attorney, says 98-pound Fred should have been placed in a cell alone or certainly not with someone more than twice his size with a history of violence.
Instead, he was put with a 240-pound individual proven to be extremely violent and who had manufactured a knife in the jail.
They say more funding and more staff is needed at the jail, calling on Harris County officials for change.
We're here today to say, Commissioner's Court, you need to get that staff.
I'd like to tell them this is their doing. This is their fault. They did this to my son.
Now, this story is utterly despicable. It is. And Sheriff Ed Gonzalez needs to be removed, because incidents keep happening at the Harris County Jail. Now, this young man, 19 years old, he had to end up getting an aggravated assault charge. You may think, oh, okay, well, what did he do, right? Well, someone was bothering him, so he had a knife on him, and he showed the person the knife, right? Like, hey, get away from me, don't bother me, in a stand-your-ground state, right? Castle law and all kind of other laws that we have here. Matter of fact, Texas removed the law about concealed carry. You can carry weapons in Texas with no license now. You don't even have to have a license. So that's how much they're letting people carry guns around here. So what is it wrong with him if somebody's harassing him, say, hey, look, leave me alone. He didn't stab nobody. He didn't threaten them with the knife. He just showed it to them. And he got charged with an aggravated assault charge. Then he's getting put in jail with this Michael Ownby guy, which he was in there for domestic violence and all kind of terroristic threats. I mean, he was just, being a menace to his own family, right? You put him in jail with that savage, that Michael Ownby guy, that savage. And then you have this 98-pound young man and this savage, because he know that he couldn't really do much to a 240-pound guy. Because one of the things I can tell you, especially about a lot of them, what I've seen over the years, just growing up, and even in my adult life about this Mzungu, a lot of times they'll try you when they think they can got an advantage on you. You understand what I'm saying? And he knew that young man really couldn't do nothing with him. obviously. He saw his mental capability. And he went on ahead and beat this young man and stabbed him. What is he doing even with any kind of, not knife, but they said he made something out of the utensils they get for food. And yet this young man was beaten. The story was he was taken to the infirmary, but he never really went to the hospital, right? So obviously they say he got slammed on the concrete. His head was hit, right? He was kicked. He was stabbed as well. And he did not even go to a local hospital. So Harris County is definitely responsible, for what happened to this young man. But even if they held responsible and they paid millions of dollars, it doesn't bring the young man back whatsoever. I mean, the mom went up there, as she said, and y'all promised her that, hey, everything's gonna be all right. But you just tell people that, because you're not in control of nothing that's going on over there anyway. There's so many incidents that be happening in Harris County Jail. People tell you all the time, you don't want to be in that place. That's one place you do not want to be. But something needs to change. Sylvester Turner, you the mayor. Well, what's going to happen, brother? I mean, what are you going to do? You the mayor of Houston. You need to be getting involved with all of this. Lena Hidalgo, you the Harris County judge. What's going to happen? I mean, y'all need to start getting the city council of Houston. What's going to happen? Because y'all can make changes right now in the local government that'll stop a lot of this stuff going on in that Harris County jail. If they need more funding, okay, do what you got to do. They need more employees, okay, do what you got to do. But make sure these people are actually paying attention to the inmates and knowing certain inmates belong in certain places and some don't. And that young man shouldn't have been in there in the first place. Showing a knife, really, is somebody bothering you? That was your way of getting them away from you. You see these folks out here doing all kind of things, they don't go to jail. They're looking for a way to lock up a young man, especially a young black man, put him in a system. This story is so sickening, man. Always trying to some incident, trying to get a young black man caught up in the system. And I don't know what this guy's leanings were or whatever, so I won't say certain things I normally would say. But this kind of guy in itself, I'm really leaning toward definitely some white supremacist tendencies. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation, with this story. Definitely like to know more, what's going to happen. I'm going to try to follow this, or if some new information come out, definitely pass it to me. But this is utterly ridiculous. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. Colonization never ended in the white supremacist system. And as we see today, the colonization is in the mind. Now, those who have been enslaved and those who have been colonized, we're still dealing with the remnants of that through the colonization of the mind. Pick up my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, and we will help deprogram you from the colonization that was put upon you by generations and generations of white supremacy. You can pick it up today on Amazon.com.